Okay, let's do a tracking watch list cleanup for the first half of March. So let's start with the 1st of March. This is some kind of wheat stock, didn't have any follow through. Now this one, it looked kind of good. It built a little bit of a base of its rising 100-day moving average. It looked very good. I think I almost bought it if I remember correctly, but it just completely failed. FCX also looked like it was gonna, like it undercut its 100-day rising 100-day and then was gonna bounce, but it's a complete failure. CA, same thing here. Bounced off its rising 150-day. Looked like a good setup, but just couldn't muster a bounce. OWAS, same here, or not same here, but it's a similar kind of setup. So this thing had some news, gapped up on news, but no, I think it had news. Or it was just a very strong commodity day, like all the commodity stocks were up that day. Another failed breakout. Now this one didn't really even look good. The HD looked good, had some follow through, but really not much. Nothing here. Now this one had some follow through, just very thin. I almost bought it, but it just super thin, so I didn't buy it. Looked like a big breakout, but no follow through. Well, this one had no follow through. Absolutely no follow through on this one. Carb. Let's see. Nope, no follow through. This one had some follow through. Not much, but at least some. This one had great follow through. 10% or so. Not bad at all. So some days you get a lot of great looking breakouts, but you never know. You can never be sure which ones are gonna have follow through and which ones are not gonna have follow through. So you kind of have to pick the best ones that fit your criteria and just hope for the best. This one had some great follow through. It was kind of a pullback breakout setup. Had some earnings, no follow through. This thing had some phase 2 news. Didn't really have any follow through. Kind of breaking out today, but not really a great setup. Had some earnings. Another one had some earnings, absolutely no follow through. Now this thing had some follow through with a little bit of patience, that is. This one had great follow through. A very weird setup. Had some news. Took it down at first and then it went green. No, nothing there. This one gapped up on something. I don't know what. I think it had an offering. No, the offering was here. I don't know. Oh, this one had great follow through. Didn't really have much follow through before the earnings. Oh, this one I actually bought. I bought it here on this day. Bought it somewhere here in the 2 teens and rode it up actually to 270s. And then I got stopped out here in the 230s when it lost the lows of the day here, this gap up day. So it was a nice little trade overall, even though I totally minimized it. Let's see, fold. Orphan drug designation. That's a non-event news piece, so not surprised it didn't have any follow-through. Now LL. Oh no, never mind. Wasn't that day. So it had some. No, what day is it? Here. Wasn't really a good-looking breakout. This one I'm actually gonna put it in my short watch list. It's starting to go parabolic here, or a little bit at least. The short will probably be tomorrow. Let's see here. This thing had great follow through. Look at this, straight up. Oh, this is the day it gapped up. Didn't really have any follow through after the gap up. Where is it? Had a tiny bit of follow through. Wasn't a great setup. Was kind of a secondary breakout. Oh, you know, I was long here, if you remember. Then I added here, got stopped out on the ads on this day here, and I never added on this day when it broke out for real. It went up only 55%. Oh well. Now sometimes I miss really no-brainer setups. Or not sometimes, I miss them like all the time. This one I actually was long. I think I bought it on this day here, but then it kind of went red on the day I got stopped out, and it's straight up since. Because this thing had super high short interest. That's why I bought it. And the whole sector was strong, the biotech sector. Oh, this one had some follow through. 70%. Let's see, March 1st. I almost bought it, but it was too thin, so I passed on it. No follow through. It's kind of an IPO breakout, but it was already up several days in a row, so it wasn't that great of a setup. This thing had follow through. Let's see here. 1st of March. That's no 2nd of March. Let's see. It's a bottom bounce. Another micro cap, low priced biotech. Also, it was kind of a small cap, micro cap day, I guess. Let's see. So this one tried to break down. No follow through. Instead, it went back into the range and tried to break out. Let's see here. March 2nd. No. A lot of micro cap names were up that day, apparently. Had earnings. It's actually flagging now. Not a bad setup. Just ultra thin. Had a breakout of the rising 50-day support. Had some follow through, not much. Nope, not here. This one had a little bit of follow through. This is an earnings winner. Great earnings on this one, so. an analyst upgrade. This one also, it wasn't a great setup, it's just a overextended name. This presented at a conference and had some great follow through. Not bad. Some ultra thin, another microcap name. AUPH, let's see here. Okay, so it gapped up, pulled back, had some great news, but no immediate follow through. Instead, it sold off all day that day. Oh, not many on this day. Let's see here. Try to, no, wait, 3rd of April. No, sorry, this is today. 3rd of March. Here it is. Broke down. I did short it on this day. Had a nice little trade on it. I don't know why I put it here. There's nothing there. Had him try to break out of this range, but no follow through. The fade breakout here. So this thing had some news. Has a little bit of follow through, not much really. Actually 30%, not bad. Bounced off its rising 150 day. Had a little bit of follow through, but not much. Broke down. It's been riding this 10-day moving average, and this is the first close below it. Had some follow through to the downside, not bad at all. I was actually thinking about shorting it, but close a bit too strong for my liking. This should be in the 2nd of March. Oh, I actually talked about this one already. I put it on the wrong watch list. In the wrong watch list. Let's see here. Had a little bit of breakout and then fell back into its range. This one had insane follow through. Had a breakout out of its bottom formation here, and up 25% plus since. Not bad. The XBit I already talked about. Okay. See, 6th of April. No, March. Try to break out of the bottoming formation, didn't work. Same here. Pola, let's see. Didn't I buy? Oh yeah, I lost a good chunk of money on it on this day. Bought the earnings scalper and it just went straight down. That was a shitty trade. And I got stubborn on it. I was too biased and I just didn't take my loss as fast as I should have. You know what? Had a little bit of... It wasn't really a good looking setup at all. But what I saw was riding this moving average higher and took out this range. And yeah, it worked. And sometimes bad looking setups work. And good looking setups fail. This thing had a little bit of follow through. Very thin stock. Had some great follow through. Went up 75% in a few days. This one had some follow through. Very thin. Very, very thin. It looks very good today. For someone with a tiny account, this is a buy. And they have a catalyst June 15, so could have a run up into it, even though it's more than 2.5 months away. It looks very good. This is a 5-star setup. If it traded more volume, I would be buying it. I would be all over this thing. But I'm trying not to buy the thin ones. Because I usually end up with like 20 tiny positions. It's not worth it. I'd rather buy something liquid than buy more of it. Let's see here. I put it in the wrong list, but anyways, the 7th of March had a little bit of breakout out of its range. Closed weak. I think I was long it this day, but I closed it before the market closed because it closed so weak. Up 10% since, not bad. Let's see, 6. Oh, had a nice little bounce day. No follow through though. This one worked for a few days. Went up nicely, very thin. RH, let's see here. Had some big call buying that day. It's up 50% since, not bad. Not bad at all. This one, I already talked about it when it broke out here. CCNCE. Ooh, this is a good looking setup actually, potentially for tomorrow. Anyways, had some biotech news. DGTX. Was it the same day? Oh, there you go. Had some great follow through. Should have bought it. Actually, no, wait, here it is. Nah, no follow through that day. This big candle had no follow through. Try to break out here, close into its range, and it's down since. Where are we? Oh, I did short it on this day, and then I covered it here. Nice little short there. Now it's on the rising 150-day support. This is actually a long setup. Not a bad long setup. Very good looking. This thing had a breakout candle of this rising 150-day line. This thing could have a nice move up potentially. Had an analyst upgrade or analyst comments. I remember this one. I almost bought it, but I passed, unfortunately. So some ultra thin name, try to break out. This one I did play the bounce. Unfortunately I sold it on this day here. I bought it very low, somewhere in the 1540s, and then it ended up going to the high 16s. Had some follow through. Nothing there. Didn't have any follow through. Didn't have any follow through. Had some earnings, no follow through. New CEO, no follow through. Had some shitty earnings, no follow through. Nah, nothing here. This one had some great follow through. Straight up since. And a very liquid stock, not bad. This one had some great follow through, very thin though, but let's see here. This one had a post earnings breakout of a little bit of a formation here, up straight since. Naked, no follow through. Planet had some follow through. Momo. Oh yeah. Oh, I don't want to talk about it. I screwed these earnings. I was long like 4,000 or 5,000 shares. No, 6,000 shares, something like that. And I was up in not like over 20 grand up here, and then I got stopped out for a small loss, and then it's straight up since, and just very annoying. Now this one had insane follow through. Just oh. And I had the opportunity to buy it in the 760s. I didn't see it when it broke out in the 730s, 740s, but I should have chased a little bit in hindsight. But you never know which ones are gonna work and which ones are not gonna work, so it's kind of scary to chase. Nothing here. Nothing here. Well, a lot of names on this day. Let's see, March 8th. March 7th. No, here. Had a little bit of a bounce in anticipation of Kalani's selling, ending. Decent bounce. Let's see, what do we have here? Had a little bit of a run up to try to start before known data, known catalyst, but the data was bad. This thing started a little bit of a bounce here. Not bad. Not bad of a move. Some kind of fraud report. This was such an extended stock. No wonder it failed. Eros had a hit piece. Big insider buying. I remember this one. Big mover. Should have bought it. I almost bought it on the opening range highs, but again I didn't, which sucks. This one had some follow through, not bad. No follow through. Buyout, shatter. No follow through since the breakout. Still kinda holding this range, but yeah. Not much follow through. No follow through. No follow through. This thing had some follow through. Over 20%, not bad. SCO. This inverse crude ETF. This thing had some nice follow through. 15% or so, not bad. Had some earnings. No, sorry, not that day. Too thin to care about, but it went up. Had some earnings, hasn't done anything since. Had some follow through. Secondary breakout, but not a good setup. Tried to break down, but held the range. No follow through. So he bought a company or part of a company, gapped up on big volume. No follow through on those news. This one had a nice little breakdown candle, but no follow through on the downside. Now this thing had some nice follow through of this. It had a little bit of mini breakout candle of rising support. not bad. MRNS. Not much follow through. Actually was long here if I remember correctly. I don't remember. I'm actually long it now. I bought it on Friday. Or yesterday. What day is it? It's Monday. Yeah, on Friday. Shop. I was short it, if you remember, from my videos on this day here, and I covered it on this day here. I should have gone long. Obviously, in hindsight, I should have gone long this one. Not bad. Very thin stock. Straight up. March 8th. Yeah. I got stopped out of my long position on this day, and it's straight up since. Had a little bit of a mini breakout and got some nice follow through. HIMX was. Didn't I go through this already? Anyways, this thing had some buyout rumors, if I remember correctly, so there was no way one could have bought it. Anyways. Breaking out today, but this is probably one of the breakouts I regret the most I didn't take last month. It was such a textbook move. I saw it here in the 27, 28, 29 cent area, and I was just looking at it the whole day, and I didn't believe it was going to have any follow through. But here it is, almost 100% higher. And this one I was really close. I think I even put it in my order window to buy 50,000 shares, but I just didn't pull the trigger. Unfortunately. Those ones are the worst. You go look back at something you almost bought. Where you literally sat on the trigger and then you didn't buy it, and then you look back on it and it's up, straight up since. That always sucks. Now this one was a great one. So I bought it here. Because the all the microcap names, they were these bottoming, low price bottom microcaps were running. So I bought it here, and the next day it gapped up. Some Momo, and yeah, it was a good trade. Made like 100% on it, on part of my shares. Not bad. This is another one. This one didn't have any follow through. Let's see, OS had a break. Okay, it bounced off its rising 150 day. Didn't have any follow through though. Veil. Now this one had some great follow through. Or not great, but some decent follow through. Let's see, what is this? I don't know why I put it here. No follow through. Not much follow through. Still holding the range. This thing could break out here and go to like 38 or something. So to be told. Another cent to cent. Yeah, it's the same company. Play. That's some nice follow through. Still holding the range. Higher lows all the way. Could be very easy to go to mid high 60s. Had a very weak breakout on this day, but I did notice it, and well, straight up since. This one had some follow through. This one had some follow through. Thin name, but not bad. This one I remember I almost bought it. Had some follow through, 20%, not bad. Thin name. Had some earnings, straight up since. CUR had some follow through. Fate had some nice follow through. Very thin stock, but went up 30% almost. IMMU. This one had some nice follow through. PTI, I did not buy it, right? No, I didn't. Had some follow through. not much. Now fits, this one is just amazing. I mean, a chart like this, look at the 60-minute chart. This is just, someone wants to get in, that's for sure. Had some great earnings, was not spectacular, but really good. And yeah, not bad. Not much follow through. This one had some insanely good follow through. Just insane. Okay. Let's see, 9th of March. I'll probably do to the couple of more days, maybe, or I'll do to the 15th or 16th now. Then I'll do the rest in another video. So 10th of March, where is it here? No follow through. 0, this one I bought. This was one of my better trades. One of my bigger trades during the month of March. Bought it there. Just a perfect setup. First leg up, sideways, higher lows all the way. Look at how it wrote this 20-day rising moving average higher. Just higher lows. Going into the breakout, there were some higher lows all the way. Here it broke out. I bought it in the 140s. I think I bought it below 150 actually. And yeah, next day it gapped. This was on just pure momentum. There were no news or anything. Just the sector is very hot. And yeah, no, actually there was data coming. There was data scheduled to be during the first quarter. So just a pure momentum run into the data. Unfortunately, I sold all of my shares. Oh, I sold most of my shares on this day and the rest of them on this day. So I did miss this move up. I also did miss this move down, thankfully. But yeah, this was a really good trade. Just textbook. So textbook. Tried. Okay, so first green day after being down a bunch of days was down like 50%, and first green day up, well, green day, and bounced a little bit since. This one tried to bounce, no follow through. Had a very nice candle here. I was kicking myself for not buying it. Then it didn't have any follow through, so that's okay. No follow through. No follow through. No follow through. See up, this one I lost some decent money on. I bought a pretty big position. It looked like a really good setup, but then I got stubborn on it, and well, I lost more than I should have. CMCM, straight up. I don't know if there was any news or anything, but broke out on volume and had a big multi-day move. iTech, I actually did buy it on this day. I had 50,000 shares on this day. Because all the microcaps were running, and I thought this thing would go to, you know, if it would go to $3, I want to be there with size. And I got stopped out a couple of days later, and they pulled back, and now it's a bit higher, but really didn't do much. Had some follow through, not much. C-Trip had some follow through, not much at all. This one had no follow. It was like a secondary breakout, so those ones are not really great. It's actually setting up now. Looks like a nice long setup. Had a big run, over 50%. Now it's pulling back the rising 50-day, putting in higher lows. A little bit of a range here. Yeah, looks pretty good. This one had some follow through. Decent follow through. This one had follow through. This one had earnings. Not much follow through really. No follow through. Alim. Very thin stock. Had some follow through. Weight Watchers. Had a breakdown here. I was actually short a day before, not on this day, when it actually went lower. Unfortunately, it's down. Well, it went down 17%, not bad. So this one had some follow through, not immediately, but it's a bit higher now. No follow through. Had some great earnings, no follow through at all. Salt had great follow through from this pullback breakout setup. As you can see, it tested the rising 50-day and then it just broke out of the range, or this, well, broke out from the support and straight up since. Not bad. PLX, I was long this day, on this day. Only did small size, unfortunately, and went up over 30% in a couple of sessions. Gold, I was long on this day. I closed my position on like this day or this day here. Just didn't go anywhere. The market was shaky, so I got uncertain about this one. Okay, that was the 10th of March. So a few more days, then I'll stop this video. No follow through, no follow through. Had some follow through. Bounced off support. No follow through, no follow through. No follow through. No follow through. This one actually went long. Got stopped out the next day. No follow through. No follow through. No follow through. No follow through. Had some follow through, not much. No follow through. This one I went long, no follow through, unfortunately. This one I almost bought it, no follow through. This one had some great follow through. Another one bounced off its rising 50-day. Really good looking name. Let's see. March 13, where is it? It's here. Had a mini breakout. Didn't have any follow through really. IMGN had some follow through, not much. Secondary breakout, no follow through. This one had some nice follow through, or some follow through. This one I think I bought it. Wait, 13th of March. No follow through. It's still setting up. It's kind of holding the rising 50-day. It has a range here. It still could go. It's an intact setup. Cotton. This one had some great follow through. No follow, or wait, 30? Yeah, no follow through. Would have stopped me out if I would have bought it. LNTH had some news. No, not here. Secondary breakout, no follow through. DSX still going from this breakout here. Not bad. Core, no immediate follow through. No follow through. Or wait. Yeah, no follow through from that day. Okay. This one I'm actually still long from this breakout day here. I think I've sold half or so. I think this stock could easily go to the 20s or something in the next couple of weeks or months. One of the fastest growing names in this market right now. Kala had another breakout, but was already so extended, so no wonder it didn't work. INNL, let's see, 13th of March. Not. Oh, I was actually long this thing. Yeah, I bought it here. This was when all the microcaps were running. I bought it here, and the next day just went nuts. Had some fluff news, and so I sold it all and on these 2 days, and then it had another leg higher. Just like the other stock I was talking about, had one more leg higher, and then it crapped out. Not bad. It's a decent trade. Let's see here, 13th of March. Nothing spectacular here. Now this one is, I don't know if there was any news or anything, but it's up. Went up almost 60% from this bottom breakout on volume. Rocks, should have bought it. Saw the big volume coming in, and yeah. Fortunately, I didn't. No follow through on this one, ANAB. This one I did buy in one of my accounts, still in it some. Didn't really have a big move, but it's just been grinding, holding support. Okay. Ten names only. Okay. Let's see, 14th of March. Nope. Or well, it did have a few days of follow through, but this is actually on long watch right now because it's resting on its rising 150-day moving average and just kind of putting in a mini flag here. If that's a breakout candle, this thing could make a move. These kinds of commodity related names, these work very well of moving average breakouts. Like you buy them on pullbacks, they tend to work kind of good. Let's see, 15th, no 14th, had some follow through. Nope. Had some follow through. I think there were some rumors on it or some news. Tesla, let's see here. Yep. In hindsight, it was a buy because it's hitting all-time highs today, just straight up. KMG, that's some news. This thing had a failed breakout. Tried to break out and then it closed in the range. PTLA, this one actually traded, had some follow through, but I ended up taking a overall small loss on it. Momo, almost bought it on this day after getting shaken out a few days earlier, but nope, I didn't. V-Ray, oh, V-Ray, damn it, should have bought it, but I didn't. Obviously, I didn't know it was gonna go up like this, but I thought 7 was a realistic target. Not bad. So really 5-star setup. Had volume and everything, and tight range candles before. Multiple tight range candles before the breakout. Oh my god, 52 names. Okay, I'm not gonna do them now. I'm just too tired or too exhausted. I'll do them in the follow-up video.